Hello, my friends, and welcome to another episode of the Million Pound Mission Podcast. It's your buddy Adam, the PhD, the previously heavy dude, and this is episode number 310, The Amazing Power of Discipline. Oh, yeah, my friends, one of my favorite topics. I've been thinking on this one for a while, and I think I've put together something that's going to be high impact for you. Quick reminder, this is the last week that you can do a 10-day free trial inside of my membership program. If you're looking for a little bit of mentorship, a little bit of community, some support, some accountability, some coaching, doesn't matter what style of nutrition you want to follow, doesn't matter what type of fitness program you want to follow, I've got all those resources available. But the key thing for my community members is that we always have a plan. And there's a lot of discipline in having a plan, and that's a muscle that I want to help people build, is their discipline muscle, their willpower muscle, their decision-making muscle. So check out all the info at millionpoundmission.com. Give it a test drive for 10 days for free. See what you think. And if you hang out and be a part of the community, then you are welcome to join at that point. This is the last time we will have registration open for the first quarter of the year. So you're looking at April for the next time that this opens up. So join us now. Give it a try. millionpoundmission.com. That's your shameless plug there. Self promo. All right. Back to discipline. This episode, I started thinking on this. I went to St. Louis. My in-laws live in St. Louis. We visit them quite often. And one of my good buddies in the health space also lives in St. Louis. His name is Sean Mulroney. He is the leader of the Obesity Revolution. He's got a great podcast as well that you should check out called The Obesity Revolution. And I was at his house, and we were just having kind of a genuine conversation. And a lot of this was, this episode was inspired by what we talked about. So, Sean, this one's dedicated to you, my friend. If you guys haven't listened to my interview with Sean, it is episode number 165 of the Million Pound Mission Podcast. Go back and listen to his story. The dude's got an incredible story, and it's still in process. So I just want to bring up a few sayings, a few quotes during this episode about discipline. And I see a lot of people out there that are very frustrated with their results. They're putting in effort, and they think that effort equals results, and that's not necessarily the case. So spicing things up and sprinkling on a heavy dose of discipline can really be a huge game changer for anybody out there that's looking for elevated results, or just if you're just tired of that back and forth of I get results, I lose results. And the other thing I want to hit off the top here is a lot of people are taking like personality profile quizzes, and they're like, I'm a free bird. This test tells me I'm a free bird, and I should never have discipline. And I think different levels of discipline, how you apply it, can apply to any sort of personality type. You guys know I'm a huge fan of Gretchen Rubin's 4 Tendencies. Even if you're a rebel, like having elements of discipline are very important. Otherwise, I feel like you're leaving a lot of things up to luck. And we're talking about our health. I'm not cool with that. I'm not cool with leaving my health up to luck and hope. And maybe something good will happen if I run into the right situation. So adding some discipline, no matter who you are, no matter what personality type you are, I feel like that's important. So we're going to talk about that today. One of my favorite quotes is by a dude named Jocko Willink. Best name ever, Jocko Willink. Discipline equals freedom. And this is like kind of a slap in the face to those like rebel types that have, the 4 tendencies, and like, BS, I can be free without any discipline. That's that, freedom is the opposite of discipline. And I beg to differ. So a lot of people want things like the freedom of health. Like you want to be a healthy person, and you want to have, freedom of debt. You want your financial situation to be great. You want freedom of great relationships. You want the freedom of an amazing career path. You want, all of these freedoms are built through discipline. So the freedom of health requires discipline with your nutrition and fitness. If you want that freedom, you have to have some discipline with your nutrition and with your fitness. Makes sense, right? The freedom from debt requires discipline with your finances. The freedom of great relationships requires the discipline with the time you invest in those relationships. The freedom of an amazing career, that's going to require the discipline with personal growth and accumulation of knowledge. So there's always a discipline factor that plays in there. And an amazing life isn't something that we just luck into. I really believe this. Like, it's not something, obviously some people, like if you're a Kardashian and you lucked into that last name in that situation, but that's just so few and far between. We can't make that the standard that we hope for, that we shoot for. So an amazing life isn't something that we just luck into, and it's not something that is created by just trying hard for a little bit. Like, just putting in effort doesn't guarantee results. I believe that an amazing life is created by trying hard consistently. All right? Not this back and forth, these little sprints and then quits that happen so often in the weight loss space. Oh, I did a boot camp, light switch on, 8 weeks, cool, lost 40 pounds. Boot camp done, light switch off. I call that transformation light switch syndrome, and that's when people go back and forth. So it's implementing discipline and consistent effort over a long period of time. That's where the results are at, right? Another quote that I really love, I don't know if any of you guys listen to Tim Ferriss' podcast. I haven't been listening in a while because honestly, as a podcaster, I'm so hard at work on my own craft. I don't get to listen to a whole lot of shows. Definitely not as many as I used to, but I used to be like avid Tim Ferriss show podcast listener. I was just digging in on that. And at one point he interviewed I believe that he was Polish, and I think his first name was Jersey, and I don't know what his last name is. So good on me for not having all my information prepared here. But it was an episode where this gentleman was teaching Tim Ferriss how to do Olympic weightlifting. And they had some life lessons along the way. And this quote is really good. He says that hard choices lead to an easy life. Easy choices lead to a hard life. All right, so hard choices, easy life. Easy choices, hard life. And I feel like so many people are stuck in that groove of make the next easy choice. And that is what leads to a frustrating life. Think about it. If you're hungry, easy choice, drive through. The hard life result, poor health. Rewind that. If you're hungry, hard choice, meal prep. Go to the health food store, buy groceries, cook something that is in line with your meal plan goals. And that leads to easy life, good health. Think about it. You want to buy something. You want to buy that brand new car. You want to just level up your lifestyle. You want to buy the bigger house, the more expensive car, because now you're making more money. All right? That is an easy choice. That's an attractive choice, but it could lead to a hard life, financial stress. Or you want to buy that brand new car, but instead you decide that your car is good enough. That's a hard choice, but easy life, financial freedom, early retirement, debt-free. That stress isn't there. Let's look at, I know, now this is one, get ready. This one applies to 99% of you. Saying yes to everything and everyone. That's an easy choice that leads to a hard life. Everyone else owns your schedule. They own your life. They own your time, our most precious commodity. You say yes to everything and everyone. Easy choice, hard life. Hard choice, saying no. Friends want to go out to dinner twice a week. You say no. You feel societal pressure to have your kids in 12 different sports all at once, and you say no. Hard choices. Easy life. You get that time back. You get control over your schedule again, right? That's a hard choice to say no. Maybe you say no to your boss, and you say, you know what? I had this conversation with a client recently. I was like, you've got to have a heart-to-heart with your employer, because they're asking more from you, and you've been giving that to them. They're asking more of you than what you signed up for, and you're willingly putting that out there, but you can only do that so long before you burn out. And you need to have that burnout conversation with your employer, and you have to make that hard choice of having a hard conversation and saying, no more. I can't handle this. I'm a worse employee because of this situation that we're in right now. And, that's a hard choice, but that will lead to an easier life. So at this point, you need to really use this as a filter and say, okay, am I doing in the situation where I'm making decisions like this around food, around finances, around relationships, around my career, am I making the easy choice that's creating a more frustrating and difficult life for myself? Or am I stepping up and really trying to angle towards that harder choice, which may not be the most popular choice, but it is leading to an easier and more happy life for myself? All right. So examples, like when I was losing my weight, I made some hard choices about who I surrounded myself with. I had people that were non-supportive, and that was a hard choice to cut those relationships, but it led to an easier life where I lost 100 pounds. I reclaimed control over my health destiny. That's a big damn deal. Finances. I made that hard choice to quit using credit cards and going on this debt reduction avalanche that I did. And then I made an even harder choice once I had all my credit cards, $40,000 worth of credit cards paid off. I decided to, make the hard choice of not spending that money on frivolous things or upgrading my house or upgrading my car. I decided to pay off the house that I had. And that was a hard choice. All right. But it led to an easier life. And so things like that, in the moment of decision, I want you to start thinking about, am I making the easy choice or the hard choice? And what's that going to lead to down the road? All right. You're driving home and your kids are just throwing a fit in the back seat. You're driving them home from school. They're hungry. Let's pull off at McDonald's. That's the easy choice. But, maybe it's time to make that harder choice that's going to lead to a better life down the road. All right. Cool. Now, last point I want to really hammer home here is all about the discipline of investing in yourself. And this is something where we have to realize that we're always going to be busy. Like, busyness will creep into every crack and every crevice of our life, every one of them, and we will always, always, always be busy. And that's something that we just have to come to terms with. I do check-ins with people that are in my circle where I'm coaching them, or I have coached them, or I'm just, friends with people. I check in. And so I did that with somebody recently, and I was like, how the workout's going? And they were like, well, it's been a while. I'm kind of getting back into it. And I know that this is a pattern this person repeats over and over and over again. When it's ultra convenient, they will focus on their health for a little bit until it gets inconvenient. And then they flip that light switch off. And I just kind of gave it to them a little bit. And I was like, listen, I said, think back 10 years ago, you were busy. 5 years ago, busy. 5 days ago, busy. 5 months ago, busy. 5 months from now, busy. 10 years from now, busy. The busyness will be there. We're busy as parents. We're busy as friends. We're busy as employees or employers. We are busy as parents, kids, whatever. We are busy, busy, busy. And that creeps in. The people that win the game fence off and build a fortress around the time they invest in themselves and the things that are most important to them. They build that fence and that fortress around the things that fill them up, that build them up, and all the busyness that burns them out fills in the gaps around that. Is this making sense, guys? I know I'm getting kind of fiery here on you, but I feel like this is something that we got to have a breakthrough around this, or nothing will change. Nothing will change. All right. You got to stop waiting for the perfect time when you get unbusy, because that doesn't exist. There isn't this magical world where you check that last thing off. Oh, if I just get this promotion, or if I just get my kid through this thing, or if I just get through the holiday season, I check that checkbox, then I will be unbusy and I can just lay on the couch and watch Netflix all damn day. That doesn't exist, right? Those are called days off. You have days like that, but you don't have lives like that. All right. So think about coming to terms with your reality of, okay, I can't put me off anymore. So I have to start reclaiming control over a block of time whether it's 10 minutes a day, an hour a day, 2 hours a day, 5 hours a day, this time that I invest in myself and again, in the things that fill me up. That is, maybe that's family time, maybe that's fitness time, maybe that's entrepreneurship time and being around like-minded people, and let the busyness fall in around that. All right. We get to control that ratio of when we're busy doing things that fuel us or we're doing things that burn us out. There's a ratio there. I'm not saying only do things that fuel you. Obviously, we don't want to only do things that burn us out, but we can manipulate and control that ratio to the best of our ability. Most of you out there are focused on letting other people control all of your time, making all those choices that they're telling you what to do. You're saying yes to everything, like I talked about before, and you're investing 1% or less of your time in you and the people that are most important to you. What's the point? If you've got a 99-to-1 ratio of things that burn you out to things that don't burn you out, the things that build you up, what's the point? All right, let's reclaim control over some of that time and change that ratio up. Now, the investment mindset. I've been talking about investing time in you and the things that are important to you, right? And that takes a lot of discipline, and it takes, investing in you consistently. And I'll give you an analogy here of the stock market. And this is when I was having my conversation with Sean Mulroney, this is when he lit up and he's like, bro, that's a big deal. That's a great analogy. So what happens in health and fitness a lot of times is like we're doing keto and, we're in a group of people and everybody's losing weight and we've lost some weight. And then all of a sudden we stop losing weight, or maybe we gain a pound, or maybe we kind of float in a 2-pound range or a 5-pound range for a little bit. And we just push all our chips off the table and go, okay, this isn't working anymore. I'm done. And then we feel sorry for ourselves that didn't work, and we beat ourselves up and we regain all of our weight, or we lose all the results that we had achieved. And I said, and this happens. I know a lot of you are nodding your head like, yeah, been there, done that several times. Think about it from a money perspective. What do all the really, really smart guys say? They say, you have to invest consistently, dollar cost averaging, invest in fundamental things that like index funds that are low fees and all that. Like do the fundamental things that we know always work and do those consistently and don't stop doing them. So what, most people will admit that it's really poor financial advice if you've got a giant retirement account saved up, and you're feeling good about that. But then at the first sign of like, oh my gosh, the stock market might go down or it's starting to go down, like selling all your, just cashing it all in and selling everything. We know that's a bad idea. We know that's a panicked response, and that's not the response that's going to lead to success. But that's what we do with our weight loss, right? We aren't going to continue investing because something just, there's a blip on the radar of we stalled out for a little bit, or I gained a little bit of weight back. And we just cash all of our chips in and go, okay, that didn't work. That's just not the mindset. That's not the game, people. This is a longevity game. You have to invest in yourself consistently over time and just keep investing, keep showing up to the best of your ability, right? That's the key. It's not showing up and being perfect. The stock market doesn't go up, 15% every single year. Some years it goes up by 3%. Some years it goes down by 3%. Some years it goes up by 1%. It doesn't matter. You keep showing up. You keep investing. That's what matters. And I want a lot of you to just quit this mindset of the start and stop. It's got to be all or nothing. Everything is perfect or it's not. I'm all in or all out. Just start dollar cost averaging with your time investment in your health. You feel me? You feel me? I just came with that statement there. I like that a lot. Let's dollar cost average the investment in our health, just like we do when we're investing for retirement. So yeah, you just can't sell all your stock at the first sign of a market fluctuation. That's what I'm talking about here. Okay. Now, I feel like we hammered this home pretty good. Quick recap: discipline equals freedom. No matter what personality type you are, even if you're a rebel, right? Having some sort of a disciplinary action of like, okay, I have to show up for myself. rebel against the people that say you can't do it, but you have to still show up for yourself in a certain amount of way and really get out there and implement, right? Ultimately, implementation leads to results. So discipline equals freedom. Hard choices, easy life. Easy life, hard choices, right? So what... I messed that up, didn't I? Okay. Hard choices, easy life. Easy choices, hard life. That's what I meant to say, my friends. Rewind. You guys know I don't edit that out. So it's authenticity. What kind of choices are you making? You making the hard choices that lead to an easy life, or are you making the easy choices that lead to a hard life? All right. What kind of choices are you making? And then just the discipline of investing in yourself. Are you investing in yourself consistently? Are you dollar cost averaging your investment in your health? All right. And then again, just to hammer this home and to put it to a nice close, is you have to show up for yourself to the best of your ability every single day. Reclaim control over your time, reclaim control over your health, destiny, and make some of those hard choices. Be disciplined with your ability to show up, but in the same sense, don't expect to solve everything all in one day. Don't expect to, chop down the entire tree in one swing. The disciplined effort we need to invest in ourselves every day is to get up and swing the axe every single day. And that, my friends, is how we get out there and own it. Every meal, every workout, every day. I will see you on the next episode. Hey, thanks for hanging out after the episode. This is just a quick reminder that enrollment is open for my Transformation Reboot membership. You can start a free 10-day trial anytime in January by going over to millionpoundmission.com. Now, this membership option is perfect for anyone that is interested in leveling up the transformation results and escaping what I refer to as the black hole of weight loss doom, where you lose weight and gain it back over and over again. All you have to do to get started is head on over to millionpoundmission.com and start your free trial today.